Welcome back to the vendor table. Hi, Lauren.
Hi, Michael.
We have a guest.
Hi.
Oh my God, that was terrible.
Girl time. Yeah.
I'm outnumbered.
Sucks
All right.
to suck.
So we're here with Jennifer Boyle.
Hello, guys.
From Jennifer B. Events, one of the best wedding planners
The best.
in New York.
Oh, thank you. Don't make me blush. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure to have you here at the vendor table. Welcome. Take a seat at the vendor table.
Welcome.
I'm here.
I
We're
should-
so excited.
That's like the best way I should intro, like when we have a guest. Well, take a seat at
Take
the
a
vendor
seat.
table.
I hate it.
No, I like
No,
it.
you don't.
I hate it.
You don't hate it.
Don't do it.
I'm going to do it all the time. So, you're our first guest.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Welcome. So,
I'm
this is exciting.
excited.
So, we've been talking about having guests on for a very, very long time. And our first guest, we always wanted to have a planner on.
Okay.
So we're excited to have you on. This is a little planner perspective, okay? But before we kind of get into it, I want to like intro you,
Okay.
and like get a little Cliff Notes version of your story. Maybe like how you got started, like maybe what did you do before planning? I don't know.
It's very interesting. So I fell into catering. I went to school to be an accountant. I know, boring. I was counting the ceiling tiles on the wall while I was learning accounting. I graduated and then I was engaged and he wanted me to be a housewife. And I was like, no, I want
Throw
to
the whole
work.
man out.
And then I fell into catering and I just built my way from the bottom to the top. Started learning every aspect in catering and started putting policies and procedures into place in catering facilities. Then moving on up, then I became an in-house event planner for one of the prestigious catering halls in Long Island. I did like 300 weddings plus a year, finalized, make sure everything was perfect, made sure everyone had their vendors in place, all the details. I did off-premise, so I dabbled in a bunch of things. Also country clubs, so I literally learned every aspect in the industry.
And when did you start on your own? Like, when did you decide to branch off on your own and do Jennifer B. Events?
So 5 years ago, my daughter was born. So she's going to be 5 in like 2 weeks. So when she was born, I wanted the freedom and I wanted to have a flexible schedule. And I was like, if it's any time to do it, it's to do it now. And I had a lot of back from a lot of vendors in the industry, and they had a great reputation of being super detailed and a team player and working together. And I spoke to actually a photography studio. I remember it clear as day. I was standing on the street in New York City, and I was having a call, and I was like, how'd you start your business? How do you do it? How do you know you're going to succeed? And he's like, if anyone could do it, you could do it. And then I just quit my job and I never looked back. And it's been successful ever since. I'm super blessed.
That's awesome. And
Yeah.
I feel like it's a very similar story to how we all got our start.
You just have to just rip off the Band-Aid.
Yeah.
And you have to double down and invest on yourself.
Take that leap into entrepreneurship,
100%.
right?
Yeah.
That's like the most exciting thing you could do.
Absolutely.
And, you know, you're an independent mama. That's
Absolutely.
It's really exciting.
It's
Yeah.
10 times harder, but I enjoy every aspect. I love being super hands-on in my business, the marketing, the sales, organizing the flow,
So you dabble in, you have your hands in everything.
everything.
Okay. How
Everything.
many employees do you have?
I have 10 underneath my
10?
umbrella.
Damn.
Not all full-time.
Okay.
I think I saw on your website that you have a combined like 70 plus years of experience altogether.
Yeah.
That is insane.
So one of my lead day of coordinators, she's been in the industry longer than me. So I've been in the industry for 15 years. So yeah.
Wow.
So you've got your shit together.
Yeah, and you know what? Anyone that comes on board, I do train them.
Okay.
So they don't have to have experience, but experience is definitely a plus. But I like to, everyone has their own method to their madness and how they have their flow and how they want to represent their business. So I do train everyone.
That's all. Are they, everyone there female? So it's a female business? Female.
Most of them, but I do have 2 gentlemen that work with me.
All right.
More like my major D's and my captains and setups because I can flip tables, but I'm getting up there. I don't want to hurt my back and all that stuff. So
All right.
Understandable.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's like exciting. So like, all right, like we kind of mentioned this with you and like, you know, being a mom and everything like that. How, the question I had really is like, how do you balance running a business and being a mom?
So that was a struggle in the beginning. I definitely struggled. Boundaries is number one. I think you have to set boundaries. It's hours. I'm not saying that you're not going to work a lot, but you need to set specific hours that you're in the office and when you're not in the office and shutting it off. It took me a while to perfect it. I'll be honest with you. Probably like 3 years into my business and I finally perfected it. It's boundaries and batch working.
Okay.
I think that's like, yeah, we just talked about that in one of our recent episodes about how like when the clock runs out and it's time to be done in your office, it's done.
Well, they got to
Turn
keep
it
in
off.
mind, like, our industry is always going consistently. Everyone thinks that we're 24. I don't know why, but everyone thinks it's 24/7 business. I don't know why. But when they go home from their jobs, their boss doesn't bother them. They can go home and go to sleep. Our clients, unfortunately, I don't know why, but they think that it's from any hour. They have full contact to you.
It's probably
24/7.
even more for a planner. Like, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my
because,
God,
Like,
yeah.
it's probably like I think as a photographer, I get a lot of emails and a lot of calls like at 11 o'clock at night, and I'm like, whoa. But like, and I love my clients.
For sure.
And I tell them they could do that.
Ditto.
But
Yeah.
at the same point, like, I feel like for a planner, it's probably elevated.
It's probably so
times
much
5.
worse.
It's probably so much
It
worse.
is 10 times worse, and I love every minute of it because I say, like, if I'm available and I'm laying in bed and I can't sleep, I'm gonna answer an email. Yeah, but if I'm sleeping and I want to chill, I'm not gonna answer email. I'll
It's like,
answer
oh
when
my
I get
God,
back in the
Jen, I
office.
need
Get
new
to it tomorrow.
linens. I need linens. What color linens do I buy? Like,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The champagne or the blush?
You're right.
Yeah, or hey, when is my rehearsal dinner and time? And I'm like, what? You know, like, you don't have that on your schedule, like
Your
just
wedding is
silly
in
things.
2 years.
Yeah, exactly. So it's prioritizing everything and also scaling the client back a little bit. And I always tell clients you have to walk before you run. So you might be thinking so far in advance, and I'm like, no, we have to secure a florist before we do tablescape rentals and this. Like, there's a certain method to the madness. So it's also just reeling them in a little bit.
Yeah.
You give them boundaries. You like we talked about this like a few episodes ago, but like saying no to a client. Like, have you said no to a client like a lot lately? Like, or is it something that like you try to yes them to death, or is this something that like
No.
you got to rein them in?
So this is the first year in my business that I started saying no, because people have to hear no.
Good for you.
Or you give them alternatives. Obviously, there's different causes and different situations, but I've been telling people no a little bit.
Like managing expectations. Like maybe
Yeah.
their expectations are way up here, but it's only possible to do it here. Or
explaining it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's not feasible.
Yeah.
You have 15 minutes. You can't do all of your or like when people want to go to the venue and there's only an hour and a half or an hour before the ceremony to take all the pictures. Like, that's not possible.
That's why I love her.
Sorry.
That's why I love her,
Or
Mama.
We love Jen.
the buffer time. I'm such a logistics girl. Buffer times and schedules. To load people on a party bus, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It's not 2 minutes. Sorry. There's mom hanging over there. She sees this person. That one's pulled in 5 million directions. I'm like, I don't care. I'm allotting for 15 minutes to load in the bus. Like, everything shouldn't be down to the wire because things do happen.
Absolutely.
Everyone has that
Absolutely.
one
Sorry,
bridesmaid
I'm-
that's a flight risk.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Can't find them. Where are they? They lose something. They can't carry their own bags.
I always
Everything.
feel like it's the uncle, like during family photos, that they can't find because he's like Uncle Jerry's like in the corner smoking a cigarette or something like that.
Yeah.
It's always the uncle that you can't find.
Or their brothers.
Or the brothers. Yeah.
Bride's
it's like
brothers.
The bride's brother.
Always
It's
the
always
bride's
the bride's brothers.
They
Come
run
on.
away.
Always, yeah.
You're like, and you have like the fiance looking for him. I don't know where he went. You know, it's just.
So that's why I have, it's always a team. So even my lowest package, the day of coordination, it's a team of 2.
Okay.
We come fully equipped with radio headsets. So while the assistant's looking or the coordinator, the other one's with the photos. So it's great for us to communicate, like found them, located, on their way, sending them over. So it's
You're like a secret agent.
for
Yeah.
sure. People say
That's
that all the
fun.
time.
I want
sick.
headsets.
You need the headsets. It's
I-
less running
Headsets.
around.
I'm doing a wedding at City Field this year, and I'm investing in headsets because of how big the building is.
Fun.
You have to.
Yeah.
Have to.
Logistics,
it's a must
right?
have.
It's a must-have. I'm so excited.
Because if someone
I'm
is,
gonna wear headsets.
it's a no-brainer.
I'd be like,
No-brainer.
Michael, come in. Fuck you.
Yeah.
10-4.
All day.
Yeah,
all day.
all
That's,
day.
Like, that's We use the walkie-talkie on the watch, on the Apple Watch, and it
and-
never works good. But I'll always.
I don't have one of those.
I don't have one of those either. I'm like, I don't even know what that
I'll
is.
do
Headband.
it. I'll do it with Meredith, and Meredith is like, "Can you just fucking call me or something?"
Oh my God.
So, this is a question that I think a lot of people don't know the difference of, and maybe you could break it down.
Okay.
But differences between a planner and a day of coordinator. All right, like being a full service planner. Ooh, is it spicy? Is it a spicy one?
Oh.
But there are differences.
For sure.
Okay, and there's also venue coordinator, right?
Oh my God, yes.
Okay, so you want to break it down?
Yeah, so there's 3 major differences. I'm just going to kind of go in and we could dive into it after. A planner is someone that plans your wedding. They are outsourcing all the vendors from photo, video, entertainment, florists, all your vendors. They're going to be interviewing, they're going to negotiate all your finances, plan your whole entire wedding. Your wedding coordinator comes in 2 to 1 month prior. You plan your whole wedding, they just coordinate and making sure everything goes smooth, organizing your day, making a timeline, making sure nothing slips through the cracks when they're confirming with the vendors, and making sure everything is perfect the day of the wedding. Their best interest is the bride and groom at the end of the day, okay? The wedding coordinator at the venue, or venue coordinator, they have the best interest at the venue. They're just organizing the venue stuff. They don't care what's going on in the morning. They don't care what's going on at church. No one's there at the church. No one's setting up your flat lay. No one's telling the bridesmaids where to go. They're not organizing your morning. They're not doing your timings, your shuttles, nothing. They don't know that your flowers are not supposed to be pink and they were supposed to be all white or no greenery. They're just focusing on food and service and any of the vendors that are coming in there, making sure they have the insurance and stuff like that. It's very surface.
Okay.
Okay.
Broken down.
Do you need me to elaborate a little bit more?
No, that was broken
actually
down
very-
beautifully.
I get that question
Very
a
good.
lot.
I could tell. I feel like you were like,
You were prepared for
You were
that.
very-
Well, I'm all of them. I was a venue coordinator.
That's how we first met,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah,
Because I was working for a studio that was preferred at
yeah.
the Inn in New Hyde Park where you were
Yeah.
working at the time. And that was what, 2016?
Probably.
Maybe?
meow.
It's a long time ago.
Wow.
Yeah, I was there for 7 years. That was like my little home and my baby.
True love at first sight.
I know. I
Oh
love you.
God. Stop.
But yeah,
Shut up.
it's so different and it's in depth. Like I feel like a wedding coordinator, it's still a luxury service, but weddings are so expensive now that everything went up 40%, by the way. Everything went up 40%. Weddings are so much more money and everyone's investing and they're getting more complex in details
my
that
God, yeah.
a lot of these venues and they're only focusing on themselves. So having that coordinator, make sure everything goes perfect, that mom could be mom, dad could be dad, bride and groom could enjoy and live in the moment. And the coordinator just worries about everything and make sure everything goes smoothly. So it's a luxury, but it's becoming more mandatory.
Well, so you kind of mentioned it right there, but you get a lot of crazy requests. What's your craziest request that you got, girl? Come on.
Let's hear it.
So one of my grooms for dinner did not want to eat the venue food. So he wanted Wagyu beef from Capitol Grill. I had to pre-order it and I had to have my girls go to Capitol Grill and get it at a certain time, certain temperature to give it to the chef. It was like a whole big thing.
Holy shit.
Yeah. They're my favorites.
I'm
this day.
trying not to curse on the podcast, by the way. I told my mother-in-law I wouldn't curse that much. I had
I
to
told
curse
my
on that.
mother-in-law
cursing.
no such thing.
I love cursing.
Holy
But
shit.
the nicest people on the planet, like nicest, but he likes his Wagyu beef and it had to be from Capitol Grill.
I mean, I kind of get it.
I get it too. It's your wedding day, so
But at the same time, that's a lot.
I
That's
feel
what he
like that's a
wanted.
lot. Like, and I feel like at the end of the day, it's not going to be perfect because it's not coming off their grill.
Wait,
Oh no, there was instructions. There was
Oh,
certain
shut up.
temperature.
So
they
it
had to pick it up
came-
at a certain time. I had to pre-order it,
So it came uncooked.
uncut.
And they cooked it at the venue.
Yeah,
And
and
they
the
cook it a
chef had to
specific
give
way.
specific instructions on how they cook it at Capitol Grill and a certain temperature because you can't have it cooked like all the way through.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive though. That's impressive.
I bet he really enjoyed it.
Yeah, every time we still go out to dinner, us all the time before the wedding.
Oh,
We
I
always
love
go to
that.
Capitol Grill, and we always get the Wagyu beef. It's so funny. Yeah.
So do you still like remain in contact with like a lot
The
of your
bride
clients?
actually called me today, this morning,
that's
FaceTime me.
awesome.
She's the reason why I got an iPhone a while back. I was planning her wedding, and she's like, I just need to see your face when I'm talking to you. And ever since then, I got an iPhone. She always FaceTimes me. It was 2 years ago, her wedding.
Aw.
She's on her 4th baby. Well, she's had, whatever. But she calls me all the time.
That's amazing.
We go out, yeah.
So
Do you have like good personal relationships with your clients after weddings?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go to dinners. I'm working out with one of my brides tomorrow. Like, I love to stay in contact with them because I tell them, like, as much as you're shopping for me, I'm shopping for you.
100%.
Because I love my job. And I want to love my job. And I want to love working with you. And I'm going to be close. And I'm going to know what you're thinking. We have to be in sync.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a relationship for sure.
Yeah, totally.
It's not just for money,
So
It's
how
a
many do you do a
relationship.
year? Do you cap a number? Like, because like you have these personal relationships with your clients, right? Like
Yeah.
where you could work out with them and you get to know them and all that stuff, right? Like personally, like I have a number that I cap.
What's your number?
35. So 35. That's all I could do. That's all I could do. You could laugh at me. That's fine. But I don't have a team. So it's me shooting. I have like independence, and I just started doing associate photographers too. But I still want everything goes through my hands. So I'm still the one answering all the
Ditto.
emails,
Yeah.
like and doing all that stuff. I do all the marketing, do all the editing. So that's all I could handle as an independent photographer. For you, being an independent wedding planner, do you have a number that you cap, or do you just, you're unlimited cap and you just take what you can?
I'm still dabbling in that. I say I feel comfortable taking on anywhere from 40 to 50 weddings a year, but I like to space it out.
Okay.
There's months that I don't want to take, and I like to kind of map out my time. I know my peak months, May, June.
Yeah.
May, June are my peak. Then it's September.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So May and June are your peak, because like September and October are my life.
October,
I'm
I
slammed.
don't get those brides really.
Oh
a
my God,
little
I'm
bit.
slammed in October.
my gosh.
That's crazy to think.
No, I am booming in May, June, September, a little bit of October, because I do a lot of like out east. So Montauk weddings, you're May, June. They shut down for July, August, and then you're picked back up in September.
That's crazy to me that you're
I don't
doing
do winter
Montauk in
weddings.
like more spring, because
I
I
think
love
we
I
don't
love
either.
Montauk in the fall. Like Montauk in the fall is a different
No,
vibe.
because everything's closed.
But that's what I love about Montauk in the fall. It's
no.
closed.
My clients want to be like seen.
Oh,
They want to be out there.
Get those people out of there. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
I'm like a
I wanna
wannabe
be
local.
seen.
I'm a wannabe Montauk local. I'm like, get these people out.
No, I want to be like in there, like somewhere.
Montauk in the fall is a different vibe. It's
No,
like,
I went in October and it was I'm like, where do I have
It's
breakfast?
amazing. It's amazing.
No, it was
It's
a
amazing.
ghost house. Like,
You-
well, ghost
no,
town or
but-
ghost town?
It's a ghost house.
It's like
It's a ghost house.
They're literally the best places are still open in the fall. So like that's you just gotta know
Sure.
yeah, it is. It is.
She's
I'm not there all the
disagreeing
time in
with
the fall.
you.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, so like 40 to 50 is pretty good. I like to space it out. I like to do either 1 or 2 weddings a weekend.
Okay.
But customer service is big for me, so I never want to spread myself too thin, and I like to be very present. I don't want to be a factory. I want to be very present, and I like to know every detail on a wedding. So I don't like doing 3 weddings a weekend.
Okay. So are
2 is
you
max.
so if you're doing 40 to 50 weddings a year, are you involved in
Everything.
every single one?
Everyone.
You're on site at those too?
No.
Okay. Not all
No.
of them. Okay.
Not all of them.
Okay. How many are you on site like a year? Like
Probably 30 to 40.
Okay.
Yeah, probably 10%.
the
I'm
majority
off.
of them.
The majority of them.
Dude.
But I have my hand on everything. So the sales, everyone finalizes with me because I'm OCD and type A, and I need to finalize and make sure every detail. And then, the timelines, I confirm all the timelines with everyone. I just want to make sure that they get the attention that they deserve and need. And yeah.
What vendors do you feel like you work the most closely with on the wedding day or prior?
Who I scream at the most? No, just kidding. Definitely photographers work with really close with, and florists.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I don't know why I wasn't expecting that.
Why?
Oh,
I do
I
event
was.
design. That's
Yeah.
like my number 1 package is
Come
event
on,
design.
Come on, Lauren.
Yeah.
Step up your
So I'm
knowledge.
nitpicking
I shot more
everything.
weddings than you.
You know.
I shot more weddings than you. I shot more weddings than you.
No, the photographer's
He hates that.
What?
Just saying.
Oh, yeah, because I saw that on your podcast. You have done more.
I'm just saying, I've never second shot for Lauren
That's
Not yet.
because I'm
You're a loser.
Goals.
just saying. Well, that's like.
And yet
yeah,
he has me pose as bride sometimes.
One time.
Wait,
one
what
time.
happened?
I had her. Well, no, I always offer my second shooters the ability to do a shot. Okay, I always say like, you want to do something? Like,
Ended up being one of her favorite photos.
and she liked the photo, okay, but she also wanted to combine two photos. So we were able to combine two photos. Thankfully, Meredith is
How
a
does that
skilled
even happen? Combine two photos? What does
Yeah,
that mean?
I'll
Photoshop.
show you later. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'll
Oh.
show you like how I did it. And everything
Oh,
like that.
that's
So
interesting.
I actually had Meredith, my second shooter,
Mm-hmm.
like she's an expert retoucher, do it, and it was really cool. Like she
that's
did it in like
awesome.
She
5
did a
minutes.
very seamless, really good job.
Yeah.
Wow.
You'd never be able to tell.
Yeah. So
Wow.
if it's the same lighting in the same area and you're shooting from the same angle, it's very easy to do. It's
Such
just
a process.
It is such a process. It's
Oh my
such,
God.
It's such a process. Now, all right. Well, I have like certain things I use to better help my business. Okay, like we use CRM-based systems like HoneyBook and things like
Yeah.
that to like basically structure like and organize ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We've worked together. We've only worked together one time.
It's so crazy. Don't even say that out
doesn't
loud.
feel
It's so,
like
it's so
I don't
insane.
even. I feel like I'm embarrassed to say it's only one time.
Only
I
one
feel
time.
like we've worked together 5 million times. I feel like I know you.
It's super embarrassing, but
I know,
we'll have to
right?
work together more. But do you have certain systems or certain tools that you use to better help your organization or things to better help your business like run?
Yeah. So
Smoothly.
number one, shout out to my office manager. She
I need one of
is
those.
my neck. Okay, she holds on my head to my body. Without her, I would not be able to survive. She's the one that schedules all the appointments,
What's
keeps
her name?
everyone.
Give her a
Alex.
Way to go, Alex. You're the best.
She is.
You're being a
amazing.
good neck.
She's the great neck. She gives us good neck.
Way to keep her head on, Alex. Great job.
Good job, Alex.
She's amazing. She keeps all my clients reminders, keeps them on track with whatever has to be done.
Okay.
And do to me to keep me on track. And then another program I use is Planning Pod. A lot of planners don't use it here in Long Island that I've really found out, but a very well-known planner that I look up to, her name is Gertie Events, Gertie Design. She recommended, I was DMing her once and she's like one of my idols and she told me about it. And that keeps my task flows for everything for my
Okay.
clients. And it tells me like due dates, when I need to work on linens and florists and this, and literally my whole task flow is on there. I could not survive without it.
Oh, really? So we have like CRM systems. So we use like HoneyBook, which like kind of logs every email in there. Is that
No.
It's not. It's
Oh,
it's,
no.
It's separate. Okay.
Separate.
Okay.
No.
So you keep that
No.
stuff separate.
Separate. That program tracks all my finances for my clients,
Okay.
budgets, and then my task flow, because you have to keep in mind, I might have 150 tasks to do on your wedding.
Okay.
Her wedding might be a smaller package, and maybe I only have 50 tasks.
Okay.
But it inserts and generates the due dates based on when your wedding is. So 6 months out, we have to start working on this. So it automatically generates, and it also sends me email reminders on when I need to do things.
Remember
Keeps
the
me on
days
top.
when you just had a spreadsheet and you had to manually put that shit in?
Fuck yeah, I do.
Yeah, it
It
was
was
like-
the worst. It gave me anxiety. I still do spreadsheets. Don't get me wrong. I
It's
love
like
my
not too-
spreadsheets. I'm
not
such a
too-
geek like that.
It's not too long ago. I still use spreadsheets.
I use spreadsheets for everything.
Yeah, so do I.
No,
It's-
everything. Tracks everything.
Yeah.
Color coordinates. Yeah.
Yeah, I love.
I'm such a geek with spreadsheets with all my little.
your formulas.
Formulas.
You're a formula
That's
nerd.
where
I'm
I
such a
got the
formula
accounting
nerd.
coming from.
I'm not.
Yeah.
So thank God I don't use spreadsheets.
Yeah. To like
But I feel
that's
like
why-
you need these programs. Like, so I was going to do HoneyBook, but it just didn't make sense for what I was doing.
I feel like HoneyBook's more geared towards photographers
Yeah.
than it is more towards planners.
You know
so
how
like,
many emails I get?
I can
would
imagine.
just be like,
yeah.
ugh.
I
there.
because I get like 50 a day, so I can imagine what you get. So it's insane.
Yeah.
Like, and like I do. So do you like a photographer that plans a schedule? Like that's like
Fuck yeah, I love it.
Actually, that's a great question. So do you prefer like when the photographer like has a hand in the schedule, or do you prefer having more control yourself over it?
I don't fight the control. I don't think that you should fight in control. So all the new planners that are fighting for control, they're the planner. Everything that they say has to go. I'm not a believer of that. I think that we all bring something to the table. You are going to know, and you're going to know how you work the best and how long things take. Some photographers are super slow. Some are super fast. So some people want 2 hours of bride and groom portraits, not saying who, and some want an hour and 30 minutes. So I'm all for it. I think the more hands-on, and if you have experience, I love it.
Good.
I think it's great.
I like that answer.
Because keep in
That's a
mind.
phenomenal answer.
Well, do you do a schedule for your?
All the time.
Always.
Yeah.
How far out do you do it?
4 months.
So I love that.
So 4 months, and then I refine 2 months out, and then a month out, I do a final call just to double check if there's a planner or coordinator. I bring the planner or coordinator in to like the whole program to make sure like, hey, we're on the same page. Usually that planner or coordinator will reach out to me.
Yeah.
Like, and make sure our schedules
So you
match
do
up.
it in advance,
Yeah,
which is
way
nice.
in advance.
So I do my final for my planning at 3 months. Day of coordination, I moved it back because everyone's starting to finalize anywhere from a month to 2 months. I do 2 months now.
Okay.
I do a little bit shorter window. But hair and makeup is asking, when is the photographer arriving? They don't know all these details. So
They do it
it's-
like a year in advance. Do you feel like hair and makeup asks like I always get the emails from my brides like
Yeah.
a year in advance. And
Because they're trying to book other weddings.
that's what
Yeah.
I figured. I figured that.
I think they
makes
have
sense.
it the hardest in the
Yeah.
industry, the hair and makeup.
That's tough.
It's like a 3 a.m. wake up for most weddings.
Yeah.
I feel like they
Torturous.
Yeah, and they do
Why?
like, oh god, I don't know how.
So do you
I
see?
struggle to wake up at like 8.
Yeah, when I start at like a 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock wedding, I'm like, oh.
I can stay awake for a long time if I'm working. Like I'd stay up pretty late, but like waking up is hard.
Oh well, I just had a double header at Flowerfield.
I hate it already.
Get this right. There was
No,
it,
I hate it already.
so shot a beautiful back-to-back weekend. Ended my Friday night wedding at 11, right? Didn't get out of there. By the time I packed up, I think it was 11:30, okay? Got home, charged my gear. My next day was back at Flowerfield, right? But
Should just slept there.
yeah, back at Flowerfield for a 8 a.m. start. Or no, 7 a.m. start.
7. Yeah.
7 a.m. start. So, and she was getting
7
ready.
a.m.
Yeah, she was getting
start.
7 a.m. start. So it was a day wedding. So,
Ended at what? 5?
yeah, I was done by 5. So it was 10-hour day. Like, honestly, I was like, Meredith got me a frozen iced coffee, like right as we hit the right.
Iced coffee.
It was so good, so
Frozen.
good. Dunkin' sponsor, please. Okay, I could drink this every wedding. I was fueled. Literally,
It's
I
a lot
can't.
girlier than he lets on.
You know what? It's just.
I think it's the suits that fool you, and like the day of the wedding that you just throws you off.
Oh my God.
Said it before. He's very in touch with his feminine side.
You have to be. You have to be. If you're a male photographer, I've mentioned this before. If you're not in, if you work in weddings and you're not in touch with your feminine side and you're a male,
Agreed.
what are you doing?
I do like a masculine man, but for weddings or photos, you need to.
You need a
Also-
mic.
You gotta turn
yeah.
it. No, you gotta turn it on because I'll bro out with the dudes.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'll be like,
them
tackle
feel
them, like have
comfortable.
fun,
Yeah.
I'll bullshit with the guys, and then I'll like turn it on for the girls, and basically one of my
See?
brides actually turn it on. So
Hey now.
you just gotta like
Watch out.
work your angles a little bit.
Well,
So-
yeah, you have to view the girl like what she would like for her angles. And
I have to change my personality based on the client.
correct.
And like I often tell like people that are in the industry, like you have to be a chameleon for your clients.
For sure.
Because there are clients that are a little bit more reserved, and there are a little bit clients that are a little bit more outgoing. Like most of my clients, like I feel like I gel with really well. Like we could like bullshit with, and I only take a certain amount of clients because I also have to gel with them. Like when I meet with them,
Agreed.
like I've told clients, and I mentioned this in the podcast, that I've told people that aren't my clients that, I don't think we're a good fit because I just didn't gel with their personality. Yeah,
That's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but
But there's someone for everyone. So
exactly.
Mike, honestly, in doing so, like us doing that is really a favor to them because
Of
then
course.
they'll find the person that is right for their personality. So while like
Imagine
putting yourself.
hearing that.
I know it does like not feel good for either of us to do that. you
No,
know,
it
but-
never.
I think it's
never
fair
feels
for the
good.
client.
Yeah,
It
it's
never
the
feels
kindest thing
good.
that you can do for a client when you're feeling like that.
Yeah.
And I'd say 90% of the people that have replied when I've said that were all positive. I was like, thank you so much. Like, appreciate the,
Except for the one that was like, well, that's disappointing.
yeah. Well,
That's disappointing.
not a client, not my ideal client. No, but you do have to like kind of conform to your client, right? Like,
course.
so like their personalities, they might be shy, and like you might have to like kind of get that
them out of the
them.
shell.
So
Yeah.
and like with a big bridal party or like a small bridal party or like a group of girls, like you have to turn on the flair for the dramatic
For sure.
to make them smile, to
I
make
would know
them
nothing
laugh.
about that.
Like you're just ridiculous though on a wedding day. Like we've seen you. Like the behind the scenes. Just go
They
to the behind
love
the
it.
scenes. At the Vendor Table Pod on Instagram.
I
if you
haven't
wanna see
had
that.
one unhappy customer of yours yet.
No, you haven't, and I've had brides request her.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's really annoying. I'm just saying.
Mike hates it.
I hate it, but I also love it because we do have a good time on a wedding day. It's always a great time. I'll pump
But
your
that's
ego.
you know what that's
I'll
what it's
pump her
all
ego.
about. I feel like picking the vendors for your wedding day. I'm all about the vibes, positive, happy. This is one day you can't recreate. So pick the vendors that you want to work with and that are going to make you smile and laugh
Totally.
for all day.
I have a question for you because, and it's not on our list, but it's not on our list, but
Rogue.
We're going rogue. Mike and I have like a community of photographers that we like bounce referrals off of and have like a good rapport with because we like to get along with people in our industry. Do you find that you also have like a group of planner friends, or is it kind of like a little isolated?
So the planning world is a little isolated, but
Is it more competitive?
It
than,
is.
Yeah.
It's very competitive, but I still talk to everyone. I still send leads to everyone because it might not be a good fit for me, or I might be booked. Send them out. I want to refer this client to someone that's similar to my style or similar to my customer service. Also, price points.
Yeah.
So I feel like we do check in with each other here and there to make sure that we're all in the same line of pricing because we're all doing the same thing almost. So we
You're
always
driving
kind of want to be in
market.
line.
Yeah.
You
it's-
do drive the market.
Yeah.
So why is someone so low and this one's so high?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's good advice to up and coming planners or photographers or whoever is you don't want to undercut that market, especially if you're of value. Like if there's a planner at that same level as you and they're charging, let's just say a number $10,000 less than you,
Yeah.
they're undercutting the market and it could
Hurt.
have a ripple effect.
Correct.
throughout the
That's
whole industry.
exactly what we all discussed.
And like you said earlier, I mean, like weddings are now 40% more expensive than they were. So like
Yeah.
that's a big hit.
But you know what? We all start somewhere. Like my first day of coordination, I still don't even, it's so bad. I think I like charged
Tell us.
someone like $500.
Wow, really?
It was like a half of a day.
Okay.
Then I went up to $1,000, my second one. Then I went up to $1,200. Then I stayed at $1,500 for a while, and then I just been going up.
Mike, what was the first session price that you
Yeah.
had yourself
Session
at?
price?
You
I
gotta
don't
start
even know.
somewhere.
Honestly,
No weddings, but like a session.
like a
1
photo shoot,
hour.
a 1 hour photo shoot.
Yeah.
I think it was probably like $200. Like, but this was like
Mine was
20.
like 150.
I think it was like, it was like
You all
probably
start
24.
somewhere.
I know.
Everyone's gonna start somewhere. but-
2013 inflation, that's probably like $400 now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I would say, yeah, like we all start
We all
somewhere.
do
This is a good bridge into the next question I was going to ask you. Do you have advice for like any up and coming planners or coordinators or anything like that? Like advice to like younger up and coming planners or maybe somebody who wants to get into this industry.
but doesn't know where to start.
Yeah.
So learning from someone, clinging to a mentor is the most important. Getting on site experience. I don't believe in the wedding planning college and going to all that and those courses.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, people go to courses for like wedding planning and they get like certified. I'm not even certified.
Well, that's like
I
getting certified to be a
hands-
bartender.
No, there's
I did get
certifications.
certified to be a bartender.
Yeah.
I hated it. I bartended once. I was like, this is not for me. I need to be on the other side. I'm scared to make a drink.
But they have certifications for photographers too.
They
It's
do.
Like master photographer.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a joke.
I think hands-on experience is the best, but at the end of the day, it's you need to understand every aspect of it. Don't come in like you're the head honcho and just ripping everyone to shreds. Like, you need to be friends with the photographer. You need to work with the videographer. You have a bad rep in the industry, you're done. You know, understanding the timeline, understanding how things flow. And it's okay that you don't know. Just start getting some knowledge and experience. But at the end of the day, it's hospitality. So people forget it's hospitality. It's a service industry. So customer service, at the end of the day, being organized and detailed is the most important thing.
They're going to take away that relationship they have with you as the most positive thing from the day. Like, if you treat them well, the client, let's just say, and you treat them, or you treat the vendors well, they're going to remember that. Like, I remember working with you, what was that, 4 years ago? Like, you know, and like, we had a great time and a great day. Now she's on our podcast. And we've stayed in touch, and like, we've only worked one wedding together. Again, one wedding together. I'm going to say one more time.
I know.
I don't know how many I worked with you.
A lot from your other previous company.
Yeah. But I
would never be
but I
able
was
to
there
keep
all
count.
the time.
All the
for a
time.
while.
All the time.
But since you started Gen B events, I don't think I've worked with you once.
No. I don't think
We have
it's
to
just
fix
all
that.
over the place. I know we do have to fix that.
Are you doing, so you said you were doing East End weddings, or East End Long Island. Are you doing city too? Are you like, do you have a market that you specialize, or that you try to favor towards?
No, I'm pretty much anywhere. Mostly Long Island, definitely not in the city. I think that's a whole nother animal that I don't need to go there right now.
Okay.
I love Montauk, but I specialize in private residence weddings.
Oh, yours, they're so
My
good.
favorite.
If you haven't had a chance to check out Jen's Instagram, her private residence
You will never know.
weddings, they are
My favorite.
outrageous.
So they're
good.
10 times
Stunning.
harder, 10 times harder, more logistics. Again, I thrive on logistics. I love the production and organizing and all of that stuff. And it's 10 times more expensive, and but that's my favorite.
And like, that's where planner really comes into play, is those like private residence, or those
You're building
like,
something from the ground up.
there's nothing
yeah.
there.
Love
so
it.
you're dealing with everything from picking the napkins.
I'm
to,
telling
like,
people when to cut their grass.
Yeah, that's.
I'm telling, wait, what about my client that had the sprinklers on while all my linens are on the dance floor the whole day? I'm like, oh my God, you had the sprinklers on? He's like, well, I needed to water the grass. I'm like, no, we're having a wedding today. What are you doing? So
These are things that
These are
you
things I
gotta
never
think
would've
about.
thought of.
Yeah.
Up and coming planners and coordinators, right?
Wow.
That's really like, that was really sound advice. I think a lot of people that are looking to get into the industry could take away from that.
just go with, I just feel like it's okay to go to another planner and learn. Like, I have girls all the time that want to come in the industry and they think it's rainbows and unicorns, and it's not. It's not. It's a lot of moving parts, and you're designing a wedding. And keep in mind, you could design for yourself, and you might dress yourself immaculate. But then when you're designing someone else's wedding, it's their taste, not just your taste. And then you present these ideas, and you get shut down. It's a huge blow to some people. They're spending hours on quotes, and then the client's like, "No, I don't want that anymore." And they're like, "What? I spent 2 hours on that." So it's not for the weak-minded. I must just put that out there.
I get
Weak-hearted or minded? One of those.
Both?
Yeah.
Both.
No, it's this industry is not for the weak-minded anyway.
Definitely
Anywhere.
not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, like you're gonna face criticism, and you're gonna get.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna face negative feedback. Now, have you ever had to deal with negative feedback from a client or anything like that?
No.
That's great though.
That's awesome.
No,
Yeah.
just like if we were presenting a lookbook. But I always say, like, listen, when I'm designing your wedding, like, it's okay. I'm not offended. This is the beginning stages. We're getting to understand each other in style. So if you don't like anything, that's okay. That's fine. After the wedding, no. Because I'm in sync with them. So I'm going to know if there is anything wrong after the wedding. It might have been...
Another vendor.
yeah, and then I'm feeling, okay.
I wonder what other vendor. What other vendor?
Dun, dun.
Jen. No, but that's like
Yeah, so maybe something that's out of my control.
Yeah.
Okay, so planners kind of, one thing my mentor told me is never take ownership of someone else's job and their task or their product. So if they made a mistake, do not take ownership on that mistake. That's not your mistake.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if a major D made a mistake on something, that's not your problem.
Well said.
You know, it's obviously it falls underneath your umbrella, but you can't take that responsibility.
All right. So I got a cool one.
Oh God.
All right.
She's got shivers.
I got a cool one. You have a dream wedding that you ever want to plan? International, maybe some venue, maybe somewhere like, like celebrity wedding, something like that. Is there like, do you have a bucket list? Does Jennifer B Events have a bucket list event that they would love to plan?
My own wedding one day.
Oh, that was a
yeah.
good answer. I like that one.
Yeah.
She's a celebrity.
She's
My
a
own
celebrity.
wedding one day. Yeah.
Who's going to shoot that wedding? No obligation.
I don't think I'm ever gonna get married, guys. That's why it's just a dream.
Well, what?
Poor thing. I'm single, everyone, by the way.
She's single.
She's single, people. She's single. Okay, but like, do you have like a dream, like that you envision, maybe, like you know, like at a location, like personally, like Laura and I talked about this the other day.
Yeah.
Like, we would love to shoot a wedding in Ireland or Iceland. And
Yeah,
stuff
except
like that.
only one of us is actually going.
Who's going? Oh.
I'm shooting a wedding in Ireland. Next
Oh,
year.
that's
Who's
awesome.
not taking me.
I'm not taking her. No, it's me going. Me.
That's it?
No, she's not coming.
So fucking rude, right?
It's
That
so.
is so crazy.
It's
I would
not-
say Italy would be super cool, Lake Como.
Okay.
I would love that. It's right up my alley. It's
Yeah.
old world, glamour, beautiful, just gorgeous.
Classic.
Stunning. Yeah.
Classic. I would say that would be my dream.
That's a vibe.
Yeah, that's the vibe all day.
That's an absolute vibe.
Yeah.
I just saw somebody got married there, and I was blown away. Somebody I follow on Instagram got married there. I don't remember who. But
I shot a
was-
wedding in Italy.
You shot a wedding in Italy? Did you really?
2018.
Wow. You didn't tell me this.
I don't have to tell you everything.
Well, you know, we do have a podcast together. It'd be a
Well,
good
you
topic of
just found
combo.
out.
It'll come up in one
We
of
are
the
talking
podcasts.
about it now.
Well, that's really cool. Well, you know, okay, so don't hate on me for shooting a wedding in Ireland.
That's going to be amazing.
Fine.
I'm very excited about that.
Drink a lot of beer.
I just had an hour-long phone call with the bride, who's actually one of my second shooters' sisters, and I was like super excited. She like laid out all the plans and everything like that, and they have like things going on every day. I'm so excited to shoot that.
So
one.
how far in advance do you go there? Do you make like a whole trip out of it?
So that's what I'm planning now.
You
is
bring your
like-
family?
So next year is my 10-year wedding anniversary. So we were gonna go to Hawaii for our 10-year, but with this, it's right around our 10-year anniversary time. So we're like, maybe we'll make a trip out of it, and so that's what we're
right,
planning
that's
out
fair.
logistically.
Yeah, I love that.
So, but no, I
I'll let
usually
it slide for your wife.
yeah. Well, I've done travel weddings, and I usually do 3 days in advance. For international, I'm giving myself 4 days in advance.
Yeah.
And to shoot the day, and then I throw in a lot of incentives like for going out there. Like I'm gonna basically be their paparazzi for the trip. I
love that.
Like,
I love the
you know,
paparazzi.
like they have a lot of like things they're planning on doing, so I'm gonna follow them around.
Yeah.
I'm throwing in like another engagement shoot, even though we did that already. I'm
something
doing
there.
like rehearsal dinner coverage, all day wedding coverage, like really, not to say unlimited time, but like, you know,
So it's good for your portfolio.
yeah, it's stunning.
I
mean,
give things away from my portfolio. I'm like, all right,
it's
let's do
stunning.
it.
I'd be a fool to turn it away. So
Yeah.
like they're getting a lot of stuff
That's
to
how I
do
felt
that.
about the Mexico wedding. It's
Yeah.
just like one of those opportunities that you're just like, I can't turn this down.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can't
Yeah.
turn down a travel
Yeah.
wedding, especially to a place that you always wanted to go to.
Yeah.
So that's like
That's amazing. Oh, so gorgeous.
So yeah. Now, okay, we have like maybe 1 or 2 questions that we could before we like end this one.
Ooh.
But
We're nearing.
we're nearing the end, and we didn't really ask this one.
Uh-oh.
It's juicy.
No, oh my God. Why? Get so nervous with the juicy ones.
Okay.
What's the juicy
We've all
one?
had
Oh.
wedding day disaster stories. We've all had them. We did a whole episode devoted to it.
And we're going to do more.
Okay. You
But-
don't have to name names. You don't have to name venues. You can make up stuff. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I would never throw my clients under the bus.
But have you had
Or people.
a disaster wedding day story that is so memorable that it's something that has basically been seared into your memory?
There's a couple of incidents that happened. One was the groom split his pants completely right before the intros. So before the first dance, everything. He was like very muscular and he got his pants way too tight. And I think he picked up the bride and split his whole pants.
Did he own it?
What, that he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Amazing.
It's the only thing you can do.
Yeah.
So he was like, oh my God. He's like, yeah, I made my pants too small. I'm like, why would you do that? He had like a big bubble butt, everything. So I look at all the groomsmen because I'm like, what am I going to do? He needs to have pants and you could see it.
Which one of you is going to give up your pants?
Yep, best man. Switch. I put gaffing tape on the other one and I was like, because you can't sew it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so that was
Step it up to
mine.
the plate.
That best man deserves the title.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was awesome. There was another one that like someone slipped my bride, microdosed her. Oh,
Really?
yeah. I was seeing, I'm like, she's looking a little weird. Yeah, that was what I have a lot of funny stories. She comes up to me, oh no, I have a good one. I have another good one. So the microdosing was one of them.
Holy shit.
Okay, then
Oh my God.
my bride came up to me. She was a little intoxicated on her wedding. Usually they're not. And she goes, Jen, I just thought I grabbed my husband's, you know what, and I grabbed someone else's. And I just laughed. She's
Nice.
like, oops, you know? And I was like, oops.
All right. It's a memory.
Yeah, we had a lot
The
of
court.
fun things going on.
I wonder if she remembered that though.
Yeah,
Was she
I
like?
don't know.
Was she like gone?
She was fun.
No, she didn't remember. That's
She
like.
picked the wrong pick.
Those are the fun things.
I
but
mean,
it's not really disasters.
I mean, those are kind of.
These
that's
are quirky
really
things.
funny.
It's really funny.
It's all the behind the scenes. So I know it's more personal stuff. So there's
Alright.
not really disasters that go on. It's
Yeah.
just fixing the solutions. But there's funny scenarios, and I know more personal stuff that's kind of going on.
All right.
That was funny.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Well, Jesus. Well, this has been absolutely awesome. You were a
my God,
phenomenal
thank you
first
for
guest.
having
You came and saw us and did this.
Oh my God, thank you for having
You're
me.
such a wonderful first guest.
Oh my God, I hope I did so well.
I hope everybody learned something great about wedding planners.
Yeah, they're awesome, and you should hire them because they're
You
very
should
necessary.
absolutely hire one. Like for us as photographers and other vendors that work alongside planners very closely, having a planner or a coordinator helps our day go as smoothly as possible. So
Yeah.
vice versa, teaming up together to make sure that everything goes smoothly on the day of is like very important to us.
Yeah, it's so important.
It may be like a luxury, but it's a luxury that you could really.
It's an investment.
You could
It's
really
never not
invest
gonna be
into.
worth it.
Yeah, it's always going to be worth it. It's something that any wedding that I've shot with a really good planner or coordinator has always gone smoother than normal, and you're a vital resource, girl. Vital
Yeah,
resource.
thanks.
Maybe
That's
we'll
what we're
work
here
on
for.
more weddings together.
I know. Finally. We need to.
I mean, it's been like since like I don't know 2019 or something.
Yeah, I think so. I have to
I
go
don't
back
think
to
I
my
worked with you
notes.
since like 2017.
Oh my God, it's
2018
crazy.
maybe.
And,
But
and we still connected and we still talk. I love it. Love
I
it.
don't know what that noise was that you
You
just
just
made.
did it, though.
You did it.
Okay.
All right. Well, Jennifer, where can they find you?
You can find me on IG at Jennifer B Events, or you go to my website www.jenniferbevents.com.
Lauren, where can they find you?
You can find me at Lauren O'Brien Photo on Instagram, and now the Feral Photog on Instagram.
Ooh.
Just my-
Oh, you're unleashing that?
I
What's
am
that?
unleashing that beast. That is my personal Instagram, which is full of chaos, spicy books, and dog photos.
Oh,
Okay.
whoa.
She does have a TikTok.
I
for those
also
who
have a
want you to know.
TikTok.
She posted on her TikTok, people.
I did.
I've been saying that Lauren has a TikTok.
I
She
can't even
posted
hide
on
it anymore because I posted from it because Mike made me do it.
and it was a great TikTok. I give her credit on that one.
No.
Well, you guys can find me at Michael Casaro Photo on Instagram, TikTok, as well as my website. And you can find us at the Vendor Table Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, which we haven't posted to in a while. I have to kind of
Oops.
update that one.
Oopsies.
But guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Well,
you.
We will catch you next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye.